All the Way to the Ocean by Joel Harper. Every day, Isaac and his best friend James ride their skateboards home from school. "Should we hang out at your house or mine?" asked Isaac. "Let's go to my house. My mom went shopping and bought lots of good food," said James. "Want a piece of candy?" "Sure," said James. "Hey, what are you doing?" asked Isaac. "Did you just drop your wrapper into the storm drain?" "Yeah, what's the big deal?" asked James. "It's a big deal because these drains go all the way to the ocean, just like the sign says." "What do you think happens when our trash ends up in the ocean?" asked Isaac. "I don't know what," asked James. "The plants and animals get really sick, that's what." "Look at all that trash that's already in there," cried Isaac. "Plastic bags, cigarette butts, broken glass, bottle caps, plastic soda can holders, and now your candy wrapper. There's even an old shoe down there. And guess what? As soon as it rains, all that trash goes straight to the ocean." "How do you know?" asked James. "'Cause I read about it in National Geographic Kids." "Are you sure that stuff goes all the way to the ocean?" asked James. "I'm positive," said Isaac. "Let's ask my mom when we get home. She's super smart." "She's not smarter than National Geographic," said Isaac. "Yes, she is," insisted James. "Hey, Mom, do the storm drains around town go all the way to the ocean?" asked James. "They sure do," she replied. "I told you," said Isaac. "Why do you ask, honey?" Isaac jumped in and said, "Because James threw trash in the storm drain on the way home from school. He didn't know that they drain all the way to the ocean." "Isaac is right about the storm drains," said James' mother. "Just think about all the harmful things that could happen when our trash ends up in the ocean. All kinds of marine life are getting sick and their homes are becoming polluted. Sometimes they get stuck in our garbage." "Do all the storm drains go to the ocean?" asked James. "Yes, they do," said his mother. "That's why it's important to remember not to throw trash on the ground. Because when it rains, harmful pollutants like foam cups, fast food wrappers, motor oil, and even pet waste wash into storm drains and run down to lakes, rivers, and empty into the ocean." "I saw someone reach out of their car and dump out an entire ashtray full of cigarette butts into the gutter by school one day," said James. "I bet a lot of them ended up in the ocean." "You're right, Isaac," said James's mother. "Fish and birds often mistake cigarette butts and many other kinds of garbage for food. When they eat them, they get sick. Sometimes sea turtles even eat plastic bags thinking they're jellyfish. Jellyfish make a great lunch for a sea turtle, but plastic bags don't." "Mom, can drinking water get polluted too?" asked James. "Yes, it sure can, James. Runoff from storm drains can harm drinking water and affect recreational areas. Sometimes beaches have to be closed because the water is too dirty to swim in." "Yeah, I know," said Isaac. "My brother was mad last weekend because he couldn't go surfing at his favorite spot. He said the beach was closed because of pollution." "Pollution sure causes a lot of problems. Why do people litter so much?" "That's a good question, Isaac. Maybe some people aren't aware of the harmful effects pollution has on the environment. Or maybe they think the ocean is so big that it has room for our trash. Sadly, that's not true. The ocean has more life in it than any other ecosystem on Earth, and we need to take better care of it," said James's mother. "Hey, Isaac, you know all those gutters by school?" said James. "Yeah," said Isaac. "I always see trash in them. Let's ask our teacher if our class can pick up trash around the school so it doesn't end up in the storm drain," said James. "Good idea. Maybe the whole school can pitch in. There's a lot of trash," said Isaac. James and Isaac's teacher thought a schoolyard cleanup was a great idea. After their classmates learned about storm drain pollution, they wanted to help clean up their environment. Many of their students even picked up garbage around their own neighborhoods. What are some of the things you and your friends and family can do in your community to help prevent storm drain pollution?